Today we are solving a 55 jump game. Let's get into it. You are given an integer array nums. Your initial positions at the array's first index, and each element in the array represents your maximum jump length at that position. Return true if you can reach the last index, or false otherwise. Okay, here we have example array, and output is boolean, true here. Jump step 1 from index 0 to 1, then 3 steps to the last index, which is like 1, 2, 3, and we end up at the last index. Makes sense? Okay, next example, we have this array, output is false. Why? If you jump from here, we end up at 0, or in this 2. If we jump at 2, we end up at 0, or here. And even if we jump from 1, we end up at 0, and this is the 0 that does not allow us to go further, which makes it impossible to reach the last index. It's maximum jump length, like no matter what, you arrive at index 3. Okay, makes sense. Numbers, the array can have one element or more. Okay, let's try to write the question. Okay, so input array, output is boolean. Examples, these are the examples that we have, and these ones. Honestly speaking, when I've solved it for the first time, this is my second time solving this question, but I didn't find the answer the first time. I didn't look it anywhere, and it was all in my mind since last night. I was thinking about it, like couldn't even sleep, honestly, and there is one thing that came to my mind, like maybe it is true. Let's see. So we have this array, and at each position we have maximum jump lengths. We want to have a variable max length, which will keep track of the ID that we can jump, like max ID index actually we can reach. For example, at the start it will be 0, meaning that we can only reach 0, and we check that index. And here it says you can reach index 2, because jumping from 0 to 2 indexes means you can reach index 2. How I calculate is like I calculate the value, I multiply it plus its IDX index. So here it's like 0 plus 2, or 2 plus 0 if we follow this example. So now my max length becomes 2. I check, like it was 0, it's 2 right now, and I start looping until I reach this one. And here it says 3, and here we have 3 plus index of 1, 4, which is bigger than our max length. We set it to 4 and keep looping, and here we have 1, and if we calculate it, it's 1 plus 2, 3. It's less than our current maximum. We do not change it. We come here, and here we have 1. Let me make it. Oh, it was actually it's 1 plus 2 and 1 plus 3, which is 4. We don't change it, and when we reach 4, we actually, like, we could have stopped when our max length equal to the last index, meaning that we can reach it instead of doing these 2 iterations. When max length equal to array length minus 1, return true. That's the case for returning true. And the second case, that's the solution that came to my mind finally after a lot of thinking. And here we have the first index. Let's take it, and we have max length for this one, and which will start at 0. And at 0 we see that we can go to 3 plus index until 3, index 3, which is this place. Okay, and we check the next element because it's less than our max length. We can continue looping until our current ID is less than max length, less than the ID we can visit. And it's here we also have 2 plus index of 1, which is 3. We don't change it. And here we also have 2 plus and 1 plus 2, index of 2, which is 3. We don't change it. And now if we come here, the IDX is 3, but what it gives is 0 plus 3, which is also 3. So when we check here, we see that our max length is less than the value we are checking, meaning that we are not allowed to be here. We cannot be here. And we return false. So this is the condition for false when max length is less than our current IDX index, return false. Like this kept me awake in the night, so this should work actually. Let's write the pseudocode for it. So for loop, we loop through it, and we have this max length, initialize it, and we check for every for loop. We check if the first statement we check is max length is less than current IDX, return false. This thing, we check it first, and if the condition, it validates that we can check this item, like this element, meaning that if it passes, so we can check it. Now let's see, it's valid. So let's see, we were at 3, it was valid because we started with 0, and 0 is not less than 0. Current IDX is also 0. And if it passes, we update our max length. Max length becomes math.max of its current value, or IDX plus value of the current loop item, what we are doing here. And we updated our max length, and we also check this at the end. Let's check if max length now is equal to array.length minus 1, we return true, otherwise we'll loop through the array, keep looping. And that should solve our problem. Will we have a problem when we reach, will there be a case when we reach end the loop but still have no answer? Is that even possible? I don't think that's possible. No, I don't think that's possible. We answer it. Let's take this and write our code. Okay. Which is 0 for loop. For let I equals to 0, I is less than nums.length, and I plus plus. We want to do the following. We want to check these statements. If max length is less than current IDX, which is I, we return false, meaning that we cannot, being here is not valid. This is not a valid case we can check. And then if not, we update our max length to be math.max of itself, or meaning that which one is bigger, it will take the bigger one. I plus nums I. Okay, we updated it, And then we also have another condition. If max len now equals to array.length -1, it can be equal or bigger actually. Equal or bigger than this, we return false. Oh my gosh, we return true actually. Sorry. Yep. Okay, let's try to dry run our function with some examples. Let's take this one and imagine we are running it. Tab here. Okay, our max len is actually 0. Our ID is also 0. Okay, let's take it. The first case, we take 2 and check. And here we check max len is 0. Is 0 less than current ID x is 0. It's false. So we skip, we update our max length, which will be max length itself versus I plus nums I. 0 plus 2, 2. So it becomes 2. And here we check is 2 bigger or equal to array.length -1, which is 3, 4, 5, 4. It's false. It is false, so we don't return anything here. And then we check. We have 1. Max length is now 2. Is it bigger than? Is it less than 1? No, it is not. So then we check max length plus 1 plus 3, 4. And we take 4 and replace it to max length. And now we check, is 4 bigger or equal to 4? Yes, we return true. I just want to run this, honestly. Here we go. I was thinking I have done it well. I was overly excited. What is array? Yeah, I was in so much hurry, right? Because I have thought about this problem throughout the night. Million times. So it works. You see, yeah, yesterday I couldn't solve it when I tried, and I needed some sleep, yeah, at night to think about it. So it worked. Congratulations. Let's fix the format. And let's discuss the time and space complexities of this one. What do you think? Well, what I think is this is actually time should be O of n, because we are checking every item in the list to see the max value and update it if it's bigger. And for space, we are using nothing. O of 1, we are just using that array and some constant variables, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me submit it again with a beautiful format. Oops, not a beautiful format. Yeah, see you. Have a nice day. Don't forget to subscribe. Keep coding.